So check this out. In my first ever video about Messi, I remember saying that his prime was from 2009 to 2015, and I got roasted in the comments. The guy literally won 4 Ballon d'Or and scored 91 goals in 2012, but yet everyone was saying his prime was in 2019. And in my mind, I thought there's no way 2019 could be better than 2012. They had to be bullshitting. To be honest with you, in 2019, I had just left school and started my first job. And most of you can maybe relate, but it's kind of rough starting adulthood, so I wasn't able to tune in weekly to see everything firsthand like I used to. But nevertheless, I decided to go back and check out what all the hype was about in 2019. I watched his highlights, viewed the stats, tactical analysis, and the news that was surrounding him at the time. And in doing so, I came to a single conclusion. If 2012 was the best attacking display of all time, then 2019 was the best pure footballing display ever. It wasn't just the dribbling, because by now we're all used to him doing some alien shit with the ball. What actually shocked me was that he was playing 3 different roles in the team that year in every match, and nobody seemed to notice. Like literally, I haven't heard anyone ever talking about it. Now don't get me wrong, we've seen him play different roles in his 20s. Naturally, he's a winger, but we saw him play as a false 9 under Pep, and sometimes he's utilized in attacking midfield. But the difference is that this was done on a game-by-game basis. In 2019, he played center midfield, attacking mid, and winger all in the same game. A great example of this is the Tottenham game, where he was interchanging between these positions every few minutes, and I'm going to show you why he did this and why it was necessary. So pay close attention. The main reason Barcelona was so dominant in the 2010s was the midfield trio of Iniesta, Xavi, and Busquets, who were the core of Barca's tiki-taka style of football. But when Iniesta and Xavi left, Barcelona started to lose their dominance on games because the midfield's control and balance was gone. They brought in players like Arthur and Vidal to fill the void, but they weren't the most consistent. In 2019, Messi was given a free role to go anywhere on the pitch, and he decided that he was going to play in the center in order to stabilize the midfield. And of all the players I've seen, this is why I believe Messi is an absolute nerd. This man decided to teach Arthur and Rakitic how to play midfield. He was knocking the ball around, signaled to players to make runs, and worked the tight spaces to keep the ball moving like he was Xavi. And when he sensed an opening, he would either drive with the ball from deep to set up Coutinho and Suarez, or he'd position himself a bit higher in between the lines. This way he could receive the ball and make true passes, the same thing Iniesta used to do. So in a way, he was single-handedly dictating the game by taking up these roles and stabilized Barca's midfield. Now I want to briefly cover the Liverpool game where they won 3-0 at home. If you know anything about Liverpool back then, they had a wicked high press that tore apart nearly every team they played. With Messi in center mid, he and Busquets coordinated that area of the pitch so elegantly. And in instances like this, where Liverpool outnumbered the midfield, he would take them all on by himself, creating chances out of nothing. And this is what I think is missing from most players today. He gets the ball here, and with no fear, he dribbles all of them to try and create something, even coming all the way back to help out defensively, and still having the quality to get out of trouble with 3 players around him. And just the effort afterward to drive forward and still try to create something. This is exactly why you hear people say this is his best season, because he was quite literally carrying Barcelona on his back. In all my years of watching football, I've never seen a player do this at this level. If you took Pele, R9, and Cristiano, who are some of the most deadliest strikers of all time, none of them could pull this off and still end up scoring 50 goals. Now, I'm going to play something for you that the famous Ray Hudson said.
There's no statistics for this, Phil. You can imitate statistics, but you cannot imitate this.
What he said about imitating statistics is actually true. When you see stats today of players making, let's say, 4 successful dribble per game, then you have Messi, who turns up and does the same 4 successful dribbles per game. Statistically, it makes it look like this random player is actually matching Messi. But when you watch the difference of how they beat their man in terms of skill and the situations they have to drag their team out of, then suddenly Messi's 4 dribbles seem to have more weight than the other guys. But if you don't watch the games like many of these internet reel watchers, then you won't know the difference. And the same stat imitation can be said for free kicks and passing as well. But with that said, let's go look at his stats. These sources showed that for the whole season, Messi played 4,029 minutes. That's nearly 45 full games. Within that time, he scored 51 goals and provided 19 assists, a staggering 1.56 goal contribution per 90 minutes. But goals and assists are just surface level. Out of 1,936 attempted passes, 1,504 found a teammate. That's a completion rate of 77.7%, ranking him 3rd behind Kroos and Busquets. But when it came to creating chances, Messi averaged almost 3 key passes per 90 minutes, with 34 big chances in the league, which made him the most dangerous passer in the league by a mile. But these stats are even more telling. Across all competitions, Messi registered 441 shot-creating actions and a total of 204 goal-creating actions. And if you're wondering what these are, it means he played his teammates into a position where they could take a shot 441 times and where they could score goals 204 times. Even if he wasn't the one playing the final ball, it just means he created the opportunity for these to happen. When you combine these numbers with his 51 goals and 19 assists, it showed that 2019 Messi was a masterclass in football intelligence, precision, and pure genius. Subscribe for more content and let me know what you think in the comments.